We like to believe our identity is built on truth, that we know who we are because we remember what we've been through. But what if that memory is not as reliable as we think? What if the self you believe in, the one you defend, explain, and perform, is shaped not by what happened, but by how your mind remembers it? Because memory is not a recording, it's a reconstruction, and every time you revisit it, you're not just remembering, you're rewriting. Your identity is a collage, fragments of experience stitched together by memory. But memory doesn't work like a video. It's more like a story told by a storyteller with a shaky pen and a flair for drama. What you remember isn't the whole event. It's the emotion, the meaning your younger self assigned to it. And that meaning becomes a belief. Belief becomes identity. And identity becomes the lens through which you see the world. You fall once, emotionally, publicly, or painfully, and memory turns it into, I always mess things up. You're rejected once, and memory turns it into, I'm not lovable. You're misunderstood, and memory whispers, I should just stay quiet. It doesn't matter if it happened once or many times. The mind is quick to generalize when pain is involved, because it wants to protect you. But that protection builds walls, and over time those walls start to look like truth. This is how memory builds a false identity. Not because you're lying, not because you're dramatic, but because the brain is wired for survival, not accuracy. And when you touch the flame once, you don't ask if every flame is dangerous. You just stop reaching toward the light. So who are you, really? Are you the shy person you became in response to being ignored? Are you the perfectionist shaped by one early failure? Are you the quiet one, the strong one, the broken one? Or are you just playing a role memory asked you to wear? Because sometimes you're not living your life, you're reliving your memory of it. The tricky part is, memory feels real, so you build beliefs around it. You attract relationships that confirm it. You choose jobs, paths, and people who reinforce it. You live inside a house of mirrors, believing it's a window. And unless you question the reflection, you'll keep mistaking memory for identity. But here's the good news. Memory is malleable, which means identity is too. You are not frozen in the story your mind repeats. You can update the narrative. You can return to the moment and offer it a new perspective. You can ask, is this who I truly am or who I learned to be? Is this memory fact or interpretation? What else could this mean now that I'm older, safer, and aware? Because every time you ask a better question, you open a door. And through that door, a new version of you is waiting. Healing often isn't about erasing the past. It's about reclaiming the story, seeing the child you once were with kinder eyes, seeing the mistakes not as identity, but as moments, now softened by growth. Your memories don't define you, but your relationship to them might. Ask yourself gently, what memory have I built too much of my identity around? What story have I been telling myself for so long I forgot I could rewrite it? These aren't quick fixes. They're invitations to step outside the script, to question the lens, to meet yourself, not as memory preserved in fear, but as presence unfolding in truth. You are not your worst moment. You are not the echo of a mistake. You are not the image others imposed on you in a time when you didn't know how to resist it. You are what's behind the memory. You are the one watching the story. You are the blank page that remains after the ink fades. So, who are you, really? You are not what happened. You are what you choose to become now that you've seen it clearly. And every time you breathe with awareness, you loosen memory's grip. You say, thank you for protecting me, but I'm ready to meet myself without the costume. And that's the work. Not erasing the past, but releasing the self it tried to freeze in place. You're not a snapshot. You're a stream, a movement, a possibility in motion. Your memories may have shaped you, but they don't have to trap you. You're allowed to evolve. You're allowed to remember differently. You're allowed to rewrite the why behind who you are. So the next time a memory rises, painful, persistent, familiar, don't run. Pause. Listen. Question. And then gently remind yourself, this memory shaped me. But it's not the end of the story. It's just where I begin again.